Hello, YouTubers. Hope you're doing good out there in YouTube land. Well, Rachel nominated Vince, Morgan, and Mickey for episode 20 to begin with. Rachel, I'm reading my notes here is what I'm doing on my tattered notepad. Uh, Rachel feels that Morgan and Mickey are trying to run the game, is why they were nominated. And the real reason they were nominated is that Mickey running her mouth got her into trouble. That's why Mickey is on there. Because Mickey said a couple of off things, and she had Ava in the room, who is a friend of Rachel. So Ava went back and talked to Rachel about it. She has Morgan up there because Morgan insulted her by saying that she was going to be taken out of, since she was going to be taken out of the game because everybody wants to evict her, she was trying to get Rachel's vote for the jury, which is crazy. And Vince put up her best friend, her gay friend Jimmy, and you know how as gay men we can lock in on a woman and be friends with them. Well, that was a good buddy. They had a good friendship, even though I didn't care for Jimmy that much because he was playing the game hard and he just got snagged up. So Rachel blames Vince for putting Jimmy up. Well, she put him up. And some of the things that were happening during the show, I'm just giving you my opinion on the things that I saw. Listen, it was good. I'm going to tell you, they did quite a few things. Showed you how they acted. This is the stuff that people are watching on the live feeds, which I refuse to do because it takes away the thrill of the heavily edited CBS show that airs. And I had a viewer tell me, a person who watched my video saying that I should be watching the live feeds. And I thought about it, what he said, and took it into considerations. But, why are you going to watch it when especially on a show like last night, you're going to know everything that happens before it airs. That's not fun. That's just like, okay, yawn, sleep. No. You need to watch that drama that the CBS people edit and give you. And it was good for me. But I understand where they're coming from because I work with a coworker who loved to really watch the 24-hour feed. And we could barely hold her back from telling us too much of everything that happened, which in the long run really doesn't matter. And it makes, they're bored on watching the show when it comes on because they've watched so much of the live feed. They're too busy saying, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. No, we're not going there. We're going to go with the regular, my opinion, honest view of the heavily edited CBS show on Paramount Plus. Okay, here's what's going on. Before the competition to do a veto, Mickey is confident she will be off the block. Ava sees and says, Mickey needs to just shut up. Now, I'm looking at 3 women that I really like on this show. Ashley, Mickey, and Ava. But why they got Ava in there and not suspecting that Ava ain't running up to Rachel, I don't know. Because whatever they're saying, Ava is reporting back to Rachel. That's how Mickey got up there. Because it's not Ashley saying anything. It's just Mickey. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Will and Will. Will's one of those that I like too, because Will is real. We'll just call him Real Will. He says here, it says Rachel took shot before Mickey does. Oh, yeah, they were talking about, he was saying, Will said that he sees it in a different way. He says Rachel simply took the shot before Mickey did. Because Mickey was going to take that shot. Mickey can say anything she wanted to say, but she was aiming for Rachel at one point. And she was stupid enough to say it out loud, not just to one person, but 3 or 4 in a group. So it just makes you wonder if, is Mickey in real world? I want to like Mickey. I did like Mickey before this, but the more Mickey won when she did the head of household, the more talkative and just being arrogant starts to come out. So I'm like Will. I would prefer that Mickey just shut up. I'm getting a message on my phone. Okay. Well, but Mickey didn't shut up. She's still talking. And one of the people that watched the video told me, said, I am saying Keanu's name wrong. It should be Keanu. Keey-AH-new. I am going to try to say his name better as we go along. So, Keanu sounds Hawaiian, doesn't it? Yeah. Doesn't make me like him that much, but I can at least say his name, because I don't have a hard, bad feeling about him. I just don't have he's not one of my favorites. Well, I'm gonna say, who else is not my favorite? They're all in lukewarm territory with me, except for Rachel. Mickey wasn't in lukewarm until she started so I have to say I like Rachel and I like Ashley, and who else do I like? I like I can't say I like Vince, but I can't say I don't like him. Morgan, I wanted to like, but Morgan is just as bad as Mickey. And Ava is bordering on, she has run to tell things even before she started to tell things to Rachel earlier. She did that earlier in the show when she went and told something that somebody said. So Ava is appearing to be like a little tattletale. And so she incubates herself in on one side and goes to the other side. She's almost in the same boat as Vince. Well, anyway, on that, what did I have here? Lauren. Oh, Lauren. This is the person I said in the beginning of this. I said Lauren is invisible. She's doing the Homer Simpson fading into the bushes. But she kind of popped up on this episode. And Real Will is kind of wore out about the complaints that they all have. He's passively listening. Something I would do, when they all just talking, and I can understand they ain't got no phone, they ain't got no TV. they just stuck in the real world in there, and they can't talk. But I think Will has appeared to be the one that even Riley wants to talk to him. And they just have a conversation. Well, I guess they just feel like he's an older guy and doesn't know nothing. But he's picking all this stuff up because he's giving them he's giving this passive, I'm listening to you, when he's, I showed a picture, he's sitting there dreaming about his chocolate drop wife. And that was so funny when they did that. I mean, he who was it? Morgan was just a chitter chat, and he was sitting up there, almost like going, yeah, yeah. And they showed a picture of chocolate drop and him, and they nailed it. And Ashley and Will. Ashley had toilet paper on the back of her dress when they did a conversation with her and Rachel. You know, Ashley. There's enough said about that. Catherine and Riley, does anyone see this? Catherine and Riley rolling around in the hammock outside. Nobody's paying attention to these two. And, you know, I don't have anything against either one of them now. They were just mute. I just thought they were out of the game, but they were, you know, just, he's done fell head over heels in love with Catherine. And, you know, that's his thing. Mickey talks to Rachel, and they had a good conversation for once. Mickey kind of kept herself under control. Well, Rachel and Keanu also had a meeting, and they decided to be frenemies. I have never seen anybody on Big Brother do that or say that, which is just kind of genius for them. They know they don't trust each other, and at times they didn't like each other. So right now they're trying to pull themselves together to get through the game and get closer to the end. And so they agreed to be frenemies. And I didn't have any problem with that. Oh, and they did the competition. And Laura, the competition was HOTEP. And it was a messy competition with HOTEP. You know, he has you diving in that water and diving into things to get the answer to the HOTEP questions. And when it was over, Lauren wins. And I felt like this was a balanced competition. Anybody could have won. And so when Lauren won, Lauren was saying to Rachel that she didn't know which one she wanted to. She didn't know if she wanted to vote anybody out, or she wanted to know. She wasn't sure if she wanted to vote, not vote, but save Vince. Of course, Rachel didn't want that, and so she didn't say anything at the beginning. And Rachel was like, "This is where Rachel turned the speed up on it, because she followed Lauren around wherever she went and interrupted conversation after conversation, trying to get Lauren to not make any deals with anybody, including Vince, and talking with anybody for any consultation. So Rachel was busting open the door like she was looking for a husband in a brothel, and she was a terror trying to stop Lauren from talking to people. Well, Lauren told her, she said, "I want to take Vince off." And she finally decided she wanted to do that and told Rachel. Well, when she told Rachel the first time, Rachel should have told her then, said, "Well, you know, if you put him up, I'm going to put Riley up." And she didn't want Riley to go up. But she liked Vince a lot because she felt like Vince was part of her group. And so she would really weigh that out. I give her credit. She just didn't go willy-nilly on it. She went and told Rachel, "This is what I want to do." Rachel told her, said, "Okay, Riley's going to go up if you do that." Well, Lauren did take Vince off of the block with her veto power. And Rachel put Riley up. I don't know if that was a good idea, but they only got so many people to put up in there. But Riley just isn't one of my favorites either. But you know, I don't think he should have been put up there. I just think he got wrongly caught up into whatever this is. And if you ask me, I think they're probably going to take out Mickey if Mickey doesn't want to veto tonight. So I'm putting this video out today, which I usually don't do, but I'm going to put it out today because I think that this is going to be really good. This was really high tension. It was they kept it exciting all the way through, and I was still pleased with the outcome, but I still have a good feeling about Mickey. But Mickey kind of burnt that feeling out because she's like Morgan. They both need to be up there because they can't keep their mouth shut. I mean, and they're ego boosting. They're just like, what can you do for me instead of what can I do for my group? And that came through. So that's why they're both on the block. Well, this is going to be exciting to see who is it going to be now? Riley, Mickey, or Morgan? It's going to be Mickey, unless she wins veto. Other than that, Morgan or Riley, I think they're going to consider breaking those two up because Riley is just stone cold, head over heels for Catherine. And, so that should be interesting to see how they do this. But that was a good episode. So this was supposed to be a little shorter than this, but this was a fairly decent video for show for the video. And we got another one coming for the show tonight. So let's get this out there. Let's watch this. For those of you who didn't watch the whole show, you can watch this and not have any spoilers. Because let me tell you, I've been looking on YouTube and there's a lot of people just spoiling on these live feeds. So I don't get as many views as they do because of that. But I do like to watch Big Brother and report on him. All right. Clark Kent is out of here. And Michael S. Ward, his friend, is out of here. And I hope you all have a great day today. This is Dr. Mandrell.